That is Gabriela Sabatini. She has taken this stadium court in an effort to win the $120,000 first prize here at the Lipton Championship. She's taken on Arantxa Sanchez of Spain. Each year, the Lipton Players Championship attracts a world-class field, but this year, some of the elite in the sport have been frustrated in the Miami heat. Today, the crowd at the International Tennis Center will have a decidedly Spanish flavor. Gabriela Sabatini, Arantxa Sanchez. Sabatini's from Argentina, but she's at home here. She's a crowd favorite anyway, but more so here because she has a home and a motorbike on Key Biscayne. As for Sanchez of Spain, well, she just enjoys playing, and it shows. She's feisty, fit, and fast. From Key Biscayne in the Sunshine State, playground over 40 million visitors a year, it's the final match of the women's singles, Gabriela Sabatini and Arantxa Sanchez. We're at the International Tennis Center here in Key Biscayne in the South Florida area. This is the 1992 Lipton International Players Championships, and this stadium, by the way, will be a permanent stadium next year. The number 3 seed in the championships, number 3 player in the world, Gabriela Sabatini, taking on number 4, Arantxa Sanchez of Spain. Very friendly hello to you, everybody. It is a warm and pleasant day in South Florida today. A slight breeze, but not much of a factor because the stadium court is very well protected. A big day ahead here on ABC Sports. Next up on ABC, you'll see the Pro Bowlers Tour from Cleveland. It's the Cleveland Open. $135,000 at stake. Then Brian Boitano and Debbie Thomas and others on the ice. A special performance, the World Challenge of Champions. Following that, at 4:30 Eastern Time here, the World Gymnastic Championships, men's all-round competition from Indianapolis. Well, Martina Navratilova did not show, but most of the other big names in tennis did. The top 8 seeds in this championship have been decimated. Number 3 and 4 seeds are playing for the championship, but Monica Seles beaten in the quarterfinals. Steffi Graf beaten in the semifinals. Jennifer Capriati out. Mary Jo Fernandez, Leila Mesky, and Natalie Tosi out of France also all out. Let me introduce you now to Pam Shriver, and let's talk, Pam, about the big surprise of this week, the loss of Monica Seles.
That's right. It's been a year and a half since Monica Seles has entered a Craft Tour tournament and not made it to the finals. That was 21 straight finals she made, and 27-match win streak was ended by Jennifer Capriati in the quarterfinals. So she's the #1 player in the world and a model of consistency. Today we have a different matchup.
Well, we certainly do. We take a look at the 2 players on the stadium court now. This is a live picture of them just beginning their warm-up. Let's take a look at the scouting report on these 2 as you see it, Pam.
Well, on their serve, I didn't give either one a check. It's not going to be a big weapon for either one, although they can throw in the odd big serve. Return of serve is both of their strengths. Gave them both checks. Net play, an edge to Sabatini because she comes to net more than Sanchez. However, Sanchez is in the doubles finals. She's not uncomfortable at net. Ground strokes, 2 checks because Sabatini's got more variety. And intangibles, this is her U.S. home base, Key Biscayne, and she's won this tournament before.
Well, the way things look on there with those ticks on the left-hand side, I am going to not even ask you who you think is going to win because that is clear. Gabriela Sabatini in your mind. Arthur Ashe, the strength, I suppose, of these 2 players, partly anyway, belongs to the backhand side.
Yes, Cliff. Pam Shriver gave 2 checks to Gabriela Sabatini, and I agree. She hits the ball with one hand. We watch this in slow motion. The racket head starts up by her left ear, comes down very abruptly, a terrific racket head speed, and rolls the ball forward with her signature shot, that backhand topspin. 2 or 3 inches shorter, Arantxa Sanchez, seated 4, hits her backhand with 2 hands, and her backswing is a bit more parallel to the ground, and her swing plane is a bit flatter. Very, very effective. Gabriela Sabatini now can hit her backhand, as I mentioned, with topspin, with underspin, seldom flat. And then there is Sanchez Vicario, who I think may have the best lob on the planet. You'll see a lot of that today. The back end may very well decide who wins this match, and I'm picking Gabriela.
All right, so do I, so that makes it 3-0. It is a major championship, this, just below Grand Slam status. And the women's singles final today features Gabriela Sabatini and Sanchez Vicario for $120,000 live. Final match of the women's singles here at the 1992 Lipton International Players Championships. We're at the International Tennis Center in Key Biscayne. First game of the match, best of 3 sets. This is Gabriela Sabatini and Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. Sabatini serving its 15-all first game. She's 21 years old, Sabatini now. She has won the U.S. Open Championships 5-8, born in Buenos Aires, lives in Buenos Aires still, and Key Biscayne, Florida, right here. Spends as much time as she can down in Buenos Aires, but of course as much time as she spends on the road, it's not easy. 15-30. Sanchez Vicario, one of the best tacticians in the sport. 20 years old, born in Barcelona. Lives not far from Barcelona now, so she'll have fun during the Olympic Games, and she will, of course, represent Spain in the Olympics. She's a top player from Spain. Break point, Sanchez Vicario. Break point, 30-40.
It's going to be very interesting in this match to see which one of the players takes the initiative and tries to go on the offensive first. There we saw Sanchez Vicario try to blast the big forehand. This is not as easy a match for Gabby as it is against Graf in that she knows exactly how to play Graf. With Sanchez, she's going to have to be a little more thoughtful in when she attacks and when she plays counterpunch.
We'll be back.
Meatloaf tonight? Put an alarm clock in your pantry. Then you won't forget the Lipton recipe soup mix. With its special blend of seasonings and toasted onions, your meatloaf will wake 'em up. Add Lipton recipe soup mix. It's too good to forget.
I always have some commotion going on in my house. My boys at dinner time are acting crazy. They're running around the house, and I cannot afford to be chained to the stove. So we use this now, Golden Sauté. It's new. I can leave it on the stove. I can walk away from it, and Golden Sauté is still going to be perfect. Lipton has already sautéed the rice and vermicelli. Because it's already golden, the taste is always wonderful. Whoever invented this must have had kids.
Right now, IBM is going beyond conventional computing by pioneering a way to touch millions of lives.
Raise, blow, you cataract.
They love the hands-on stuff.
Information becomes something with an imagination.
IBM Multimedia.
You can touch so many emotions with pictures and colors and sounds.
It's really wonderfully exciting.
You know, for me, diets don't work. What works is when I eat right in the first place. And grape nuts is part of how I eat right. You see, grape nuts is fat-free. It's a natural energy source that helps keep me going. It's really satisfying. There's just nothing quite like grape nuts. Do what works. Eat right. Start with grape nuts. You'll feel so good you did.
Breakfast with post-grape nut cereal helps keep you going strong all morning long.
Hamburgers tonight? Leave yourself a note. Then you won't forget the Lipton recipe soup mix. Its special blend of seasonings and toasted onions make burgers a big hit. Add Lipton recipe soup mix. It's too good to forget.
Second game of the match. 1 game to love with the break. Sanchez Vicario leading. It's 15 love.
Right there, Pam. I think after watching a game and a half, Gabriela might be better off hitting a bit more underspin than topspin.
Well, one thing about Sanchez also is she's known for having quick starts. She is just ready from that first point on. I felt like Gabby wasn't quite ready from her first service game.
Here's a head-to-head between the two, 11-3, Sabatini leading. The last time that they met was in the Sydney final, and Sabatini won that one very easily. As you can see, on hard courts, though, they are dead even at 2 matches all.
The main reason for that one-sided last encounter was that Sanchez Vicario was also playing the doubles, and she played about 6 matches in 2 days going into that final.
That's Marissa Sanchez. That's Arantxa's mom. Middle of your screen.
And their coach is Eduardo Osta in the white cap, 2 over.
Osvaldo. 30-40. That is Gabriela's dad watching.
And Gabriela's mother is sitting right beside Mr. Sabatini.
General Motors executive in Argentina.
You sure he hadn't taken early retirement?
Oh, yeah. No, he's not working anymore. Break point.
That's going to be typical of a lot of rallies in this match. Sanchez was the one that seemed to have to cover a lot more court, but that's her specialty, her movement, her ability to change direction. She's low to the ground. She's got great balance. So she fought off the break point.
Game point now to Sanchez Vicario. Gabriela Sabatini burst on the scene in 1984. She was the youngest person ever to win a match at the US Open. She lost in the 3rd round that year. And 2 years later, she became the youngest player to reach the semifinals at Wimbledon. Sanchez Vicario holds on. A break down, 2 games to love. And then, of course, the early grand Sabatini has won was the U.S. Open, and that was 2 years ago.
Gabriela is going to have to be very patient in this match. The start of this match reminds me of when Sanchez Vicario beat Capriati the other day. She just got so many balls back, and she let Capriati hit and hit and hit, and eventually she missed.
Get to the final. Sabatini got a bye in the first round. Katrina Adams, Ros Fairbank, Naidefer, 6-2, 6-love. Easy time of it, as you can see. Her only tough match was with Brenda Schultz. She lost a set there, but she beat Amy Fraser very easily. Steffi Graf, well, I can't say that wasn't a tough one, because it was. Lost the first set, had to win the tiebreaker in the second.
A lot of Gabriela's shots are finding the net. With that topspin, if you don't go through it enough, it's going to fall short.
Sabatini has a 7-1 record over Steffi Graf in Florida. Overall, Graf leads the matchup between the two 21-10.
In her early round, she defeated Lindsay Davenport, who's one of the promising U.S. Junior kids, and then Ginger Helgerson, 6-2, 6-2. Barbara Rittner had to retire, but she was the 20th seed here. And then Amanda Kutzner in the quarterfinals. Kutzner's come off two great tournaments. Kutzner defeated Sabatini in the tournament before this, Virginia Slims of Florida. Of course, she beat Capriati to get here in the semifinals.
That was after Capriati had beaten Monica Seles in the match for the surprise of the tournament anyway. Played very aggressive tennis. Nobody was expecting her to beat Monica Seles. Seles had not lost a match in 27 outings. 21 straight final appearances. Working on Martina Navratilova's record of 23, but she didn't make it. Thirty all. There's not any bite yet in Sabatini's shots, is there? That was another mishit, set up for a very easy volley.
40. You're right, there's not much bite, but part of it is because Sanchez Vicario isn't giving her any pace. And Pam mentioned if you're playing against someone like Steffi Graf, you've got plenty of pace to play with, but hitting against Sanchez Vicario sometimes is like playing with Nerf balls.
Sanchez Vicario has broken again. 3 games to love Sanchez Vicario in the first set. This is a best of 3 set match. Back in a moment.
How good is Lipton chicken, broccoli, rice, and sauce? With the delicately seasoned taste and deep simmered sauce that could only come from Lipton. It's that good. Try Lipton chicken, broccoli, rice, and sauce.
Ragu introduces Chicken Tonight simmer sauces, and suddenly everybody's saying,
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight, chicken tonight.
Choose from 6 new sauces. Each one's made with real vegetables and herbs, so you can make dishes like country French chicken and chicken cacciatore. Just brown the chicken, simmer, and serve.
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
New Chicken Tonight simmer sauces from Ragu.
Chicken tonight.
This is Lipton tea time. This is the taste. This is the cool of a satisfied face. This is refreshment that's one of a kind. This is Lipton tea time. So clean, so crisp, it tastes sublime. This is Lipton tea time. Lipton.
Meatloaf tonight? Put an alarm clock in your pantry. Then you won't forget the Lipton recipe soup mix. With its special blend of seasonings and toasted onions, your meatloaf will wake 'em up. Add Lipton recipe soup mix. It's too good to forget.
The city, Cleveland, the event, the Cleveland Open. Who will be there? The usual suspects. Why? It's a crime to miss it. Next on ABC Sports.
Key Biscayne, International Tennis Center. We're in the first set of the women's singles final. Sanchez Vicaria has surprised Gabriela Sabatini. Seated above her, but Sanchez Vicaria has 2 breaks. Leads at 3 games to love. Love's 15.
There's drop shot number 1. And we'll see more of those today before this match is over. And she really wasn't trying to disguise it too much. You can sort of tell the racket comes up in the air abruptly up above her headband. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, it's a very effective shot. I've even seen her do it on grass a lot.
Sanchez Vicaria not going for too much, just kind of guiding it down the line, but Sabatini had it marked.
It was interesting because Sabatini's approach shot really had nothing on it, and she knows that Sanchez likes to go up the line with a backhand pass, and she anticipated that.
Chair umpire asking for silence during the point.
That ain't gonna happen.
No.
What was she trying to do?
I think
she changed her mind. She changed her mind in the middle of the shot. She wanted to hit a big forehand and decided, well, let me try a drop shot.
Yeah.
And the result was nothing.
Hasn't lost a set in the tournament. She beat Jennifer Capriati 2 and 4.
Well, I'd say this is a big game for Sabatini. If she lets 4 love happen, I don't think she's going to come back in this set. One knows what she wants to do, and the other's not sure. It's just so obvious from looking right now. Sanchez is very happy, just retrieving, and then when she does get the opening, she's very clear with her shot, like she was on that last backhand. Gabriela is confused.
Game point, Sanchez Vicaria for a 4-love lead, first set. Making us look good. Point.
Well, I think most people felt it was going to be a close match, and you can't count Sanchez out of anything. But you've got to give Sabatini the edge on paper. took it a little bit. But Sanchez will regret this because she's such in the position to win the point. All she needs to do is close with the backhand volley, hit it back cross court.
Yes, when in doubt, hit it.
And that was a game point for 4-love, which really would have just about locked up this first set. Now, if Sabatini gets to 3-1, that might be a turnaround. And an unforced error followed up after the misjudgment on the game point. The best players will be able to overcome a misjudgment like that and recover quickly. We'll see what happens here.
Break point for Sabatini.
Again in the net.
Wild swing, too. It's got to be tension. Early stages of the match, maybe. Steffi Graf won the first set against her. They lost a match that she played. Then she came through, won the tiebreaker, and then just ran away with the third set.
That's a good example of what Pam mentioned a couple of points ago, that Sanchez Vicario likes to sort of lurk in the shadows, and then when you make a mistake or give her an opening, she just goes for it. She saw that forehand side of the court wide open, took advantage of it.
And ironically, that backhand up the line was a shot that Sabatini exploited when she played Steffi Graf 2 nights ago.
That one. This has turned into a pivotal game, another deuce. Both had chances to put it away.
Yes, this game, the outcome will seriously affect one of the two players. Sanchez will feel somewhat vindicated by her wait-and-see, peekaboo style play, and Sabatini will think, maybe I don't have to go to plan B yet. Incredible respect, Pam, for both players, for their opponents, because neither is coming to the net very much.
Both of them love the targets, as we see Sabatini has racked up 12 unforced errors to 8 by Sanchez Vicario. Both love a target, have good passing shots, they're more comfortable at the back of the court. Sabatini is going to have to rethink this strategy because Sanchez is not missing.
The shot we talked about earlier. She's able to hit that with that rolling top spin down the line, and she does it with the narrowest of openings.
The other thing she does so well is she can change direction. This ball came from back cross court, and she changes the direction to blast it up the line. That is such a tough shot to time.
And you know, it's not lucky in her case.
No, it's not, because she did it too many times.
She does. We see her do it.
Pam said in the last match against Steffi Graf, she hit him, I mean, on the money every time.
Of course, that last shot's going to be a winner no matter what, but Graf always hedges to the backhand side. Gabby's just having trouble putting two in a row together. She's taking her time on the point.
Well, no matter who you are, if you hit the ball with